Hi, welcome to week 4 of English 102. This week we're just going to talk about some different things that can kind of help you out in the writing process. First, I want to talk about the qualities of an effective sentence. You need to be able to write clearly. A lot of times in my papers when I edit them, I'll write ambiguous because whatever you're saying doesn't make sense. I should be able to read it straight through the first time and get it. And so if I can't, that can be a problem. One of the ways you can figure this out is to read your paper out loud. When you read your paper out loud, most of the time people will stop and be like, oh, wait, that didn't make sense. That's what you need to do. And then just write it, tighten it up. Sometimes shorter sentences can help with that. Maybe just the rearranging of a few words can help with that. Whatever it takes to make it nice and clear. And of course, use familiar vocabulary because a lot of times trying to use intellectual language just really doesn't flow right, and especially if it's just kind of thrown in and not throughout the paper. So use, that concrete language. Avoid dangling expressions where there's just these expressions that just kind of hang out there and they're not really, clear to what you're trying to say. Use active voice. Let your subject do the action rather than your subject have the action done to it. Sometimes people like that because it gives them a bigger word count, but it really does not help with your paper. So, let the girl throw the ball, not the ball be thrown by the girl. Let the subject, which is your noun, do the verb. All right, write confidently. Believe in yourself that you can do this. And so by writing confidently, it really shows when you just, write like you really believe in what you're writing, and it really makes a difference. So those are just some general things that you can do. When you're writing in your different research papers and stuff, try to be persuasive. Use your specific evidence that really works towards your paper. Don't be dramatic. Remember, not everywhere all the time. Everybody does not do all the same things and does not have all the same needs. So make sure that you avoid those dramatic statements, use those valuable sources, and have a logical progression of your argument. Whatever you do, you must take a stand. You must believe in one way or another. Your thesis statement must make a stand. It must stand alone. It must be the last sentence of your first paragraph. And it needs to be have an argument applied to it with an opinion. So make sure you have all of that. Now, some people tell me that they really struggle with word count, and so I always like to throw this into my courses because I feel like by letting you have these little tools, then maybe that's something you can stop thinking about. A lot of times people have to get to a word count, so they just write junk. And the honest truth is your professor is not looking for you to meet word count just to meet word count. They're looking for you to meet word count in an intellectual way. So it's not just quality and quantity, it's quality and quantity. You must have both. It must be that word count, but in an intellectual way. So just making the right amount of words is not going to help you get the A. So just keep that in mind. So here's different ways you can do it. First, broaden your topic. Let's say my topic was, and I'm going to read this, Hamlet was a mentally unstable person. Okay, if that's my topic, it's a little bit narrow. So if I broaden it out and I say by maybe comparing it to Hamlet and Macbeth, like comparing the two of them, by doing that, I can actually broaden my topic. Narrow my topic. So Macbeth was a mentally unstable person, okay? Because people were trying to pressure him to succeed through unjust means. Unlike Hamlet, Macbeth was now a legitimate heir to the throne. You see how that works. I now increase my word count by 3 sentences just by adding in another character. So sometimes you need to put more into it. Sometimes you can include moral commentary. Talk about what the scripture, says about what you're trying to say, or what the Bible or Jesus would say about a certain thing. And by adding that in, for instance, Macbeth wrongfully murdered others. Okay, that's like 4 words, right? But if I throw in this, if one were to presume that the murder is wrong, as written in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, in Exodus 20, a person might be justified in criticizing Macbeth. Do you see how much longer that is? Just by throwing in something about the way God feels about it. And I always say, when you write your papers, write from a biblical perspective anyways. If not, go to a junior college. But you're in a Christian college. This is your chance to apply the Bible and put it into all your papers and really, get that chance to see the way God would see the different things that we do here. Next is add-in research. People are always like, I just can't get to the word count. I'm like, go do more research. Go do more research, because the more research you do, the more quotes you can put in your paper, the more ideas you have. It just really can push your entire paper to another level. Explain those things that aren't clear. Sometimes there are things in our paper that is, they're just not real clear, and just by a little bit of explanation or definition of what that is, that can up your word count as well. Spell out numbers. Instead of 21, have 20-1. Now we have 3 words instead of 1. That's just an easy one you can do. Minimize your pronouns when possible, because sometimes, for instance, they killed people. You could say Hamlet and Macbeth were both guilty of killing people. We just upped our word count by a good 5 words. Okay, I already said spell number. Let's see, don't be afraid to be an eloquent writer. Sometimes instead of just saying the painting was red, you could write the stunning artwork was full of vibrant, warm colors such as red, brown, and mahogany. Much longer and a little more eloquent. Don't use abbreviations. United States of America is 4 words. USA is considered 1. Let's see. I think that is it for the word count stuff. So I just wanted to give you that so that you have a way to do that. I know that can be really helpful. And just as you continue to do your writing, just remember that getting to the word count is not the most important thing, but writing a well-written paper is. So I hope you have a great week. I hope those papers are coming along, and we'll talk to you next week. God bless.